Should be live here, Brad.
We're good?
Yep.
This is it?
We're going.
Hello, everybody around the bowling world that is tuned in. Thank you so much for joining us. This is actually a pretty exciting day. I get a chance to bowl a match against EJ Tackett. EJ Tackett will be at his home center in Bluffton, Indiana. I'll be here in Lockport, New York at my center. Each of us have re-oiled our lanes with whatever shot we wanted. I chose the house shot, and so did he.
Me too.
And neither of us have thrown any shots down the respective pairs, so it's 100% fresh. Each of us took the last 5 to 7 minutes and threw some practice shots down on another one of the house lanes. So, but anyways, I wanted to go in a little bit before we flip the coin to see who starts. I wanted to talk a little bit about how this all came about. I ended up a couple of weeks ago, well, as many of you know, Josh and we are partners in the pro shop here at my bowling center, and we do videos every single Wednesday live on Facebook. And as the things have unfolded, now we got this whole shutdown thing going on, and nobody can bowl, and we've had more and more people tell us how much they've liked those Wednesday videos. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I was on the phone with Tom Clark from the PBA talking about the senior tour, if the senior tour was going to be happening, what his thoughts were. And in the course of that conversation, he mentioned to me, he said, there's nowhere we can see any live bowling. The only sort of bowling that I've seen is you, Brad, on the Wednesday videos, and then another gentleman that he knows. And then I said, geez, maybe we could do something like a match or something like that on. And he said, yeah, that'd be a great idea. So I couldn't get that out of my head for a couple of days. I gave EJ Tackett a call because I know that he owns a bowling center, and even more importantly, I know he's a great guy, and he would think this was a neat deal. So I talked with him about what his thoughts would be about if him and I bowled a match, and then from there we're trying to talk about this and who we want to get involved. Tim Friends, our photographer here, he's donated all the equipment, all the lighting. We purchased the program. Josh ended up taking care of getting the program to where we can stream everybody in. We got in touch with Rick Benoit, who's going to be on with us, as you see, to provide commentary. And everything just unfolded. I got in touch with Logo Infusion. Logo Infusion is on our main pair that we're using. It's on the masking unit. And Ken Keegan from Logo Infusion, they've decided to offer the discount code Angelo. And you'll get 15% off any orders that you decide to order for jerseys. But the neat thing about it is that Ken also said any sales that this generates for Logo Infusion through that coupon code, that he will donate 15% back to our respective causes. So I thought that was great. So thank you, Ken. I will be raising money for the East Niagara Hospital here in Lockport. And EJ, I'll let him talk about who he's decided to raise money for and a little bit from his end and what it was like going through. So EJ, go ahead, talk a little bit about what it was like when you got my phone call.
Yeah, I was actually I was a little surprised. I looked at my phone. I'm like, why is Brad calling me? Like, what's going on right now? So I answered, and he was like, oh, we've been doing this Wednesday deal. It's been going over pretty well. And what do you think about maybe like doing a match virtually through Facebook Live? And I'm like, wow, that's a pretty neat idea. We should actually try to get together and do something like that. It's something that, not only for our own brands and our bowling centers to get out on the internet, but something for the fans to engage in and watch. And I know they're starving for content, and I thought it was a great idea and a great opportunity to do so. And the idea of being able to give back to our local community is absolutely fantastic. And we've got a hospital here in Bluffton Regional Medical Center that all the money that's raised through the GoFundMe account is going to go to the Bluffton Hospital.
So through the dialogue today, through the matches, we want your questions, we want your comments. Tim will be putting up the link for the GoFundMe account. Since Josh and Tim are sitting so close together, we made it mandatory for them to wear their masks, obviously, because here in New York, everybody's required to wear a mask. So please forgive us if some of the sound is a little bit muffled. They're going to try to deal with that, but you won't be able to correlate reading their lips, obviously. But just bear with us. Rick Benoit is on location at his motorhome in Topeka, Kansas. Gosh, I don't know what else. I hope those of you that watch this, I hope you share it. I hope you donate to the cause. I don't care if it's $1 or $2 or if you have more availability or capacity to donate, just do it. Just be a part of it. And if you don't, because I know there's many of us that are still waiting for the stimulus checks. So, you know, if you don't have the capacity, then don't worry about it. Just know that EJ and I are both doing this because we want to do something good as everybody's kind of going through the cabin fever type of thing.
And Brad,
to
go along with the GoFundMe account, whatever money that goes into that account, Brad and I are going to split equally to go to our respective hospitals. And I want to throw in there that everybody that donates, I'm going to match my half up to $500. So please go and donate so that way we can raise some money for our local hospitals.
All right. Well, listen, EJ, actually what I have decided to do is we are not bowling and splitting the money. Whoever wins this match is going to get 60% towards their hospital, and the other guy's got to take it on the chin and only get 40% to their hospital.
We're still bowling for something.
I'll tell you what, I don't have that capacity to be able to do that, but I will donate. I'll donate up to $200 on my end, on my side. So that's about what I can do, and hopefully that'll be good, and we'll end up joining that. Now, what we also decided to do, EJ and I we're talking about planning on doing this each of the next few weeks on Mondays at noon. Some weeks might have a different format. Some weeks we might try to get other pros that have the ability to have their own bowling center, get them involved so we can reach more communities. If you guys would like to see that, then give us the thumbs up. But then the question came up, okay, what do we do with the GoFundMe account? Rather than starting a whole new account, what we'll do is at the end of the telecast today, we'll give the information again for the GoFundMe account, and then we will keep a running total for up until next Sunday night. And then whatever money is donated will be the money that we divide up for this competition. And then if we do something different next week, another competition, it might just be EJ and I. And then whatever money is in the GoFundMe account from that point will end up just carrying that forward. Now, we got our announcers already laughing underneath their
I'm laughing because Rick went to go get his mask. He's by himself in the trailer, and he still needs a mask on, apparently.
Okay, so as you can see, this is going to be fun. None of us really know what to expect, although Tim, I got to say thank you. Thank you very much for coming here and donating, as I said, all this equipment. It's Friends, F-R-E-N-Z, photography with an F, photography.com. Please go on and check out his website. If you know anybody that needs graduation pictures, we all know what's going on with that, or wedding pictures, or sports pictures, or anything like that. Man, he's really a great dude. And as I said, He was here all afternoon on Saturday, getting this all set up, camera angles, getting it all looking good. So, Tim, thank you very much.
No
and
problem.
that's Friends Photography. So, please put the link up. He's pretty modest. He's not the kind of guy that wants to self-promote. So
I will preface this video with that I am a photographer, not as much a videographer. So I'm kind of learning with some of this right now to get video stuff going. But we'll make it done and get it all going.
Okay, so we should have quite a bit of time here to be able to talk about a lot of things. I do want to recognize my particular sponsors: Storm, Logo Infusion, Vice Inserts, Bold U, as well as the Back Alley Bar and Grill that is here in the Bowling Center, run by my wife. And we just have a lot of good things going on here. So thank you to all of those sponsors that make all this possible. And if this goes well, if we get enough views, enough likes, and generate enough money, we raise enough money, then I'd like to be able to reach out to Storm and my particular sponsors and be able to get things, see if we can get them on board. So EJ, go ahead and talk about your sponsors, and then we'll flip the coin.
Yeah, obviously Motive Bowling, been my biggest sponsor for a long time. The only bowling ball sponsor I've been with since I've been on tour. I got my card in the end of 2012, and so we're approaching 10 years for me with the company, which blows my mind. You know, it's gone by so fast the time I've been on tour. Dexter Bowling shoes, Turbo 2-in-1 grips, CDD creating the difference, Bowler X, and Genesis. I can't thank everybody enough, especially through these rough times that we've had. You know, everyone is still supporting the bowling community in such a big way, and I can't thank everyone enough. Not just my sponsors, but the whole industry of bowling.
You know, I also need to thank one of our mechanics. Without getting paid, he's going to be sitting down the lanes in case there's a ball return issue or something like that. So, Lou, thank you for coming in. Appreciate it, and I love you, buddy. All right, so we're going to flip a coin. EJ, I will let you call since you're the guest, and I will do the best I can not to buy into my temptation to want to cheat. All right, so call.
Okay, all right, well,
order.
All right,
so
tails never fails.
You got to call it in the air. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Tails never fails.
Oh, geez, you can't even get the coin flip.
All the way down. And believe it or not,
What
it
the
is
hell?
tails. It
No.
is tails. I see it from here. I'll just go and grab it.
It's like the NFL referee from like back in the day.
There it is. That's what it
Now
was.
you know why they catch it.
So this started out being Josh's order, and now it's going right in my pocket, so I'm already up 25 cents.
Perfect.
All right, so Lou, let's get the lanes on, and let's get ready to rumble. EJ, let's just start right in. How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Tim will be keeping score, so you have the ability to be able to show the score sheet.
Yep.
Back and forth, and if we need anything or we're missing anything, you have any ideas, please put them in the comments so we can make this better for next week. All right? Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and let's have a good time. Good luck, EJ.
You too, buddy.
So, well, EJ got choice there. Is he starting or?
I'll start.
That then. All right, EJ said he's starting.
I want that old man to wait as long as possible.
He wants to make you wait. He's trying to ice you, and he's going to take his time with the first shot.
My back's already
Oh,
stiff.
I know. I got to get loose myself, so I'm just gonna go ahead and take a little extra time. Maybe I'll re-rack. I don't know.
He's going to take a free rack already.
What's your take?
All right, what do we got? Oh, anything going on him? What do you got there? Oh, he struck. All right, he opened up strong.
Come on.
Yep. All right.
You're right.
Up to you, Brad. Come on.
Can they see each other, Tim?
Oh, yeah. Don't be afraid to talk, Rick.
Yeah, Rick, we can, once we get going here, we'll be able to see what they do with their transition. That'll be where you come in. We get to a game 7.
You're right.
Good strike there. Good start.
Out of the gate.
Don't fall off your shot. You're ruining the camera angle.
I tried not to.
I'm surprised
Come on,
that's on lane 2.
Well, all this downtime because of the shutdown, I'm getting a little more and more top heavy. My CG keeps going higher.
Are you guys doing 1, 2, 2, 2?
Yeah, we're both pro style.
Yeah. But if Brad doesn't beat me today, that's going to be an embarrassment for him because I haven't thrown a shot since World Championships.
He hasn't thrown a shot with shoes on since then too.
Yeah, but
Steve,
he doesn't slide, so it's no
This is the
different.
first time he's actually put his shoes on.
Yeah, I
I
know.
couldn't even tell you how long.
He always wears
Yeah,
his sneakers.
He's nervous.
I don't know. I was looking at the PBA website here, and it looks like career earnings. EJ, you've only been out there since 2012, and you've already passed up
double.
Brad.
Well, I didn't strike there, but yeah, I passed Brad a long time
A
ago.
little 7 there. It looked like it. Good thing I got a big screen there.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was a strike. You got to step
If
up.
this career earnings is right, you might be able to go over $1 million with this victory.
I might. That's actually true.
That's part of why I had this up here. Big hook at the spare. And we got
Guys, I haven't thrown a shot in a month. I'm not throwing straight at any spares. I'm not that ready for that yet, especially the left side ones. I'll go ahead and wait on that.
What ball is EJ using?
Oh, God. Must be a pro shop guy.
It looks like the Venom.
You probably want to know about the layout, too, right? Does it have a weight hole? That's what
Hey, listen.
Whoa, all right.
I'm just trying
Oh,
to
we
get
love
the
that
chemistry.
spare.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. No, I'm using the Tank Blitz. What I'm using.
Go ahead,
My
Coach.
li-
Tell us about that one. Josh,
I
what's
missed
the
it.
big blitz?
Oh, God.
Oh,
Lucky
man.
Turn it up.
kick
That's
up
a house
the
shot,
bit.
boys.
That's right.
We got oil in the middle. And Brad's the typical house bowler. He's going to miss about
Yeah,
3 or 4
Brad,
minutes.
UFO.
Got
that
the
10 out.
10. Got the 10 on.
Yeah. You do know you're up against a real house bowler, don't you, Jay?
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
I do.
Letting EJ know he's up against a real house bowler.
See, I'm doing this so that way I can boost his confidence so he comes back out on tour so I can take his money
There
again.
you go. There you go.
Right in second game, so.
This is a really elaborate sharking there.
Whoops, I missed it.
Oh,
Right in there. Wiggled it.
Well, where than you thought, Brad.
straight at his spares.
There it is.
Yeah, he's been bowling a little bit more than I have, guys. Just relax.
All I know is it won't take much to get Brad riled up. It doesn't matter what he's all in.
All right, comes back up. Couple spares. Strong with a strike there.
How come EJ strikes through the camera sound louder than my strike actually nearby?
He's
Well,
got his mic on, so
Youth
he's
in
close to the pin.
16 pounds, Brad. That's what it is.
Ooh.
He's using man weight, he said. 16
Yeah,
pounds.
that extra pound makes him lighter. Makes him louder.
I kind of like the looks of those headphones. I think maybe they have to do that on the tour. Maybe they could design a special helmet like they do.
Did he get it?
Wiggler 10 there.
No. No messenger on that one.
You're going to hook that one too?
Or do you have double wood on that?
I might just throw it left-handed, Rick. You never know.
I'll ask him. And
I got it.
Fair.
Never.
EJ, on that third frame, did you have double wood on that? I couldn't tell. I thought that was a 7
No.
spare.
No, it's just 3-6-10.
Okay, that's what I thought. But Brad was trying to get the extra 10 on you, and he told me you had 6 count.
Right up by 22
Well,
early.
of course he is. That's fine.
I look forward to sharing with everybody why EJ's
Right up by
nickname.
22, halfway through.
Just got flipped.
Hey, Josh, Did you know EJ's nickname is with squirrel?
Oh,
It is. It is. It's right here in print. But I heard this story. EJ told me about it earlier. It's not quite what it sounds like.
Oh, you got the high hard one.
Man, I'm telling you. How far did you miss left on that, Brad?
he brought up the squirrel nickname already.
If he's a squirrel, Brad's the nut.
Oh boy.
Oh, a little wide on that one.
Yo.
Sixer there.
It's okay. I've never been that good on fresh anyway.
He's in this for the long haul, going to get you in the late games.
I love match. Match plays where it's at.
Oh,
Maybe I should use a different ball. I don't know.
I thought you said there wasn't handicap in this. Brad, he's giving you handicap. He knows you need it.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you're really making me do a lot of math here with these odd counts.
want me to do it? I'll do it. Because you're running everything up.
Okay.
9, 10 pin there.
I have 101 in the sixth.
Yep, that's what we got here. Yeah. We'll, in between frames here, we'll put the scores up.
It's got a 40-some-odd pin lead.
I think I might
Covers
lose
the
this
spread,
game.
covers the spread. All right, the score update for everyone here. We'll throw that up there. Oop. Right up by a couple here.
Jinxie.
First game.
1 out
Jinxie.
of 7. You got a long way to go.
Is it fair to jinx him? We could talk to EJ when he's on the approach. We can't talk to Brad. That's not fair.
No, we've been talking with Brad's been up there.
Yeah, he needs earphones.
Yeah, we'll work on that for the next one. Oh, got that one. a little inside.
How far left can you miss?
You only missed that by a
Not that
board.
far.
One diving board.
Yeah, I only missed by one board,
Yeah,
plus the other 3 boards.
yeah. So I was just saying by one diving board. That's all you missed it by.
No.
Noonan.
All right.
It'd just be embarrassing if we missed that one.
He's giving you the old Chevy
47
Chase. No.
pin
As you're throwing that one, yeah, he's trying to jinx you.
47 pin lead
We
through
can talk
7.
to EJ. That's just not fair.
Well, it's not. It's EJ. We could just screw with him because he can hear us the whole time. So right in the bottom of the swing, we could shout at him.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. It might help me. I needed you to do that last shot on the right lane, so I missed it left.
You were too quiet on your other shots, especially in the last little while with the way the PBA telecasts have changed, and now everyone's cheering the whole time and everything. So now you're used to the noise.
Yeah, that's only in Maine, though.
There should be noise. I love noise. Sporting events are supposed to be noise.
DJ with a ball change.
Yeah, they all get not strikes.
Looks like a 210.
2-8-10, actually.
Oh, 2-8-10.
Yeah. I'm trying to find the one that gets strikes, and I haven't found it yet.
I bet you do by game 7.
I bet I do, too.
Yeah, load our comments here. What do we got going on in here?
I've been reading them.
Camden Drexel calling you up,
I want
Brad.
to see what he does.
Calling you out.
That's what I thought we were going to see.
There's a 0.
Try to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I concede the first game.
Sorry, it's just a warm-up game there.
Yeah.
You know,
Remember I said I was just
that was the
boosting
beauty.
his confidence. That's all I'm doing.
That was the beauty of this format back however long ago it was that they did this format. This is probably coming up on about.
Take it to 7 games, will fall apart, EJ. Don't worry.
I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on like game 3.
Yeah. He was still up, so I was weird.
There's no total pins in there.
Yeah,
This is just practice, man. Find the right ball.
Format was just that. Is that okay? In this situation now, yes, I'm probably
Oh,
Did he miss
Finding the
it?
right ball. Don't
there was
worry.
a little lag in the video. I thought he did.
I'm probably far enough ahead to win this game But now there's their strategy.
I hope
Do
so.
I want to keep throwing the same shot? Do I want to change to a different ball? Does EJ want to change to a different ball and blow off the last couple of things? And it doesn't matter how many pins I'm up 1-0. So in my brain, I'm thinking I still got to keep the pedal on. There's a whole lot more urgency frame to frame than there is in a traditional format. It's much more exciting this format.
Love match.
All right, 9th frame.
Me against you. That's where it's at. Pot bowling. That's the best thing. Action. That's the best thing to watch. The only thing is EJ can't mess up your shot.
That's
Yeah,
right.
he's got the advantage for that.
Bowling should all be virtual.
I can turn the mic off on the camera up there. You can hear you.
Well, I might get to 150, guys. I'm not sure.
We know what you're doing.
Yeah, you need good count at least on this one here.
I know. If I 2-8-10 again and get 0, I'm getting
All we care about now is game 2. It's just 1-0.
What did you say?
Just 1-0. Think about game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Stay behind the foul line.
EJ's already made ball 2, so he's going to figure it out.
I'm on ball like 18
Brad
already.
The other
He's doing the ball you think. Got to see what it looks like.
Oh, some comments coming in. EJ, you get a patch for 150, I think. We're going back to this is USBC sanctioned.
Oh, yeah. I need it. I need the confidence boost.
Put that on your bowling bag. Really testing some different equipment here. Now he's got the Omega Crux. Testing the roll on
Does
that.
it really matter on a house shot? I mean, those all look the same.
Brad just says, give me more left and more left.
It matters on a house shot, guys. Did you see my score?
Apparently the ball does matter on a house shot even.
Yeah.
All right, one more
All right,
ball here.
no
out of
ball
Brad.
for the
Oops, wrong one.
senior tour member.
EJ saying, screw it. Just closing the game.
All right, 58 for Brad.
You know what? But an interesting conversation between these guys would be, do they prefer house shots or, in this case, tour patterns? For the
Tour patterns every time.
EJ says dual patterns.
We did
I
that.
think.
Could you tell them why?
Well,
EJ, could you express why?
I think it's because tour guys, we like to get our ball to roll, whereas on house patterns, you see most amateurs, they get their ball to skid, and then they want to see all the hook down lane. And we're looking for a ball to hook in the middle part of the lane, stop going right, and make a nice smooth arc the whole time, because that creates the biggest area for you to miss and still strike and hit the pocket. That's what we're looking for. And on the house shots, with so much foil in the middle of the lane and so much hook to the right, we see a lot of over-under as tour players because of trying to get our ball to roll so much. So actually when I'm bowling league, I feel like when I'm actually like leaving a bunch of ring 10s all the time is actually when I'm throwing the ball the best. So I had one time I was bowling league, I shot like 670. My dad's like, "What's up, man? You only bowled 670." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna win this weekend. I bowled a regional that weekend and won." So, yeah, we're actually always looking for our ball to make that nice smooth arc.
It's not unusual to see the professional bowlers struggle on house shots. I've seen it many, many years. This goes back before reactive balls. But what they're looking for is definitely not the same thing as what most house players are looking for.
Let's do a good fun with me.
I will. You got one more shot?
Yeah,
Is he
he's
doing a
got-
ball change, or
he's
did
got
we
one.
miss that in the conversation here?
No, he's got one more shot.
No, I'm done.
Oh, you're
Oh,
done?
he did. All right.
All right, 175, I think. All right,
Yep.
look up the score.
All right. So game one goes to Brad.
By 70.
70 some odd pins.
By a
Not
short-
just one, guys. Just
Don't
1-0. Just 1-0.
Yep. Now we're all back to 0. Guys, for
Don't
anyone
get too cocky there, house
7
bowler.
match here, so Brad's up 1-0. We'll be starting our game 2. I'm going to repost the GoFundMe link here in just a minute. I appreciate everyone that has donated so far. we have it up in the comments there for anyone else. But Brad, you got something there?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, Rick Benoit, I don't know if you have already mentioned Rick or not, about as a spectator, how much people really want to get into the minds of the bowler as to what we're thinking throughout the course of the match. And, I'll be honest with you, approaching this, I'm approaching it all as fun. And then as soon as those first couple shots went down the lane, man, my competitive spirit has turned right on. EJ, I don't know if you're feeling the same thing or not.
Well, I hate losing, Brad. So yeah, it's there.
What'd he say?
He said he hates losing, so yeah, it's there.
Well, I mean, that's true. Certainly EJ is one of the top 5 best bowlers in the world. It's not. He's in every discussion, every single week.
Best bowler with a thumb in the ball.
He's definitely in the top 5 of this live stream.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. So I agree with that.
Thanks, Tim.
I'll be honest with you. What I was thinking during that match was make sure you get the ball off your hand. As soon as when I thought EJ got 6 on that one, you left a 3-6-10. My brain went to, all right, now you're going to be ahead and count. So make sure you make good shots and stay ahead and count. Then I got ahead by a double and then a triple. And then EJ, I'm sure he changed balls. I think he changed balls midway through that game.
Yeah.
So my brain was thinking, all right, don't let down. And there in the 10th, I changed to a couple different balls. I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay with the UFO and stay where I was. But I'm happy to be up 1-0. I was hoping that I didn't make a fool of myself and get swept 4-0. So I'm up 1-0. Eastern Niagara Hospital trying to earn the cash for you guys. Thank you for all you're doing. EJ, if there's something you want to say, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying I'm well on my way for the sweep. 175 start. I'm off to a great start to get swept.
He's confident in his start as well, but he's in a great position for a comeback.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, game 2.
That's what I'm good at. All right, let's do it, Brad.
I think that you'll be able to see with these two different styles how Brad's going to be taking advantage more of the shim, and EJ's going to have a little bit more of a challenge in this, simply because of his reverence.
Steve, you're right.
Yeah, definitely some differences in styles between these two guys here.
You got the old school versus the new school.
Yeah, I think it's definitely an example of what we see on house conditions.
That's tough to hear on this. All right, what do we got out of EJ here first?
Drake.
All right.
That ball's a little bit better.
Tackett's me in business.
I don't know. I mean, being that I'm hanging out in Angelo Lane's here, I don't know if I like that ball change. You should go back to what you were doing last game.
What? Any of the other 3 that I tried to throw?
Yeah.
Does that mean we have 330 people
Yes.
watching?
Yeah.
We had almost 400 at one point.
What happened? Everybody bailed out?
No, it's just they log on, they log out.
Another strike.
Uh-oh.
What ball is that, EJ? Ask EJ what ball that is.
You can hear it. I think
That is a Trident Nemesis.
Oh, the Trident.
And it's actually laid out one of my favorite ways. I'll try to show you guys if you guys can see it. It's actually a little pin in the palm.
I'll go back to you real quick here. There you go. I had it on Brad.
That's okay.
Yeah, I can see that there going out.
Yo Rico, pin in the palm. Yep.
What does that do for you, EJ?
What it does is this ball's asymmetric, and what it does, especially on an asymmetric ball, is it cuts the flare down a little bit. It actually helps the ball get through the front part of the lane, but not try to go dead sideways down lane. Since it's down and in my palm, it still wants to be round and smooth, but since it does cut that flare down a little bit, it cuts that differential down a little bit, it helps it get through the fronts a little bit better.
I think it's important for listeners to understand that more hook down lane is not what your better bowlers are looking for.
Oh! Messenger 9. Not so much.
Then deliver the message.
A little bit slow on that one. Just a touch slow.
We got ourselves a match. Brad never sends messengers either.
That was the high flush walking trip messenger.
I'm sure both of these bowlers are already in 3 and 4.
All right, stirred it up. Good spare.
Yeah, we'll definitely. Well, I mean, they're going to be controlling their own transition, being that they're bowling by themselves on this too. So no one's going to be able to use the other guy's transition for any advantage or disadvantage.
Look where EJ's standing.
Yeah, it'd only be an advantage for me if we were bowling together.
The bump off of him playing right.
Oh boy.
Should probably.
Sounded like a 3-6-10.
Oops.
I don't know that.
No, it was way worse than that.
How many pins is that?
I got
I
5.
gotta zoom in on and see that one. Holy
You got to
cow.
hit the head pin to leave a 3-6-10.
That's 6, right?
I think so.
Put everything
Exactly.
aside. We know these guys haven't been practicing a lot, so put that all aside. But just the fact of the styles of bowlers for the bowling, you would think that as a bowler, people say, "Oh, EJ
There
this,
we
he
go.
plays that." But in reality, on house conditions, Brad's style typically has the advantage over EJ on a house condition. Typically. Prove us wrong, EJ.
I'm trying. It's not going so well. That's better.
There we go. A little mixer there, but we got her done.
Find the shin. Find the
Brad
shin.
by 3. Going into the 4th.
Yeah, I've actually played golf more than I have bowling, so my bowling swing is trying to be a golf swing right now. And
Be nice here in New York.
Not
All of ours
working
have been closed, although they are opening back up for some of the private courses at least.
All right, Brad up.
Just no carts.
yeah, that's. I mean,
Looks like a
a
good
lot
shot.
of them open here, even public ones,
Sorry, say that again, EJ.
and all they're doing is you're paying. Well, I'm talking about the golf courses. You know, they're
Oh,
open. You pay outside, and then everybody has to take their own cart. They put pool noodles or use some sort of other. My country club used like the driveway markers, the orange ones, to put in the holes so nobody's. And they turned the cup upside down so the ball didn't go all the way in.
Oh, so
So
just
there's
hit
a
it.
lot of different things people are
good.
doing. Right.
Ah,
Yeah.
half pocket hit. Look at,
All
he's
right.
all into it, man. He's sucking the air in and everything right now.
You know what I'm thinking, guys?
What are you thinking?
What's
It
that?
shouldn't be on a house shot next time.
Well, we
No,
got
it won't.
to give at least EJ a little warm up here, not throwing for her.
I don't doubt his ability.
Oh,
That pocket
What's
oh,
shot.
that looks like a pocket 7-10 right there.
It is a pocket 7-10.
I'll make it. That's all.
Yeah, I have no chance to make it
You
because
can use 2 balls, DJ. That's all right.
no
Hey,
chance.
yeah, Brad said he'll allow you to throw 2 balls at this one. Oh, he's
No.
already in motion.
Ah,
He's a
I
competitor.
can't make
He's
it with
not
that
done.
way anyway.
He's not done. He knows he can throw. What's he got? He can throw the next 7 or 8.
All right. Eventually, I'm gonna get this together.
Shim. Find the shim. I think
Golly, Ned.
Boy.
Work hand.
2-10 there.
Oh, we need that other format, Brad.
For EJ.
Oh, Brad can't hear. We have another format. You leave a 2-pin, you lose pin.
Brad can hear you. He's right behind the.
What does that mean when you leave a 2-pin, Brad?
Rick, why don't you talk about some of the other Bowl U formats that we might utilize in this?
I can't wait till we do put up the shot.
Nothing. Okay.
Be a good one.
Tell everybody what put up
It's a,
and shut up
it's a
is.
best of 7, double elimination, 9th and 10th frame only. Intense. I've had a tournament that way, and people at the end were so tired because in bowling, you got all those 8 frames to build up to the last 2, which are the most important.
Angelo's on fire.
Basically, a good match. The good bowlers know they're going to have to perform in the 9th and 10th frame. So we're just using 8 frames to set it up. So instead, let's just go to the 9th. If it's all tied up through 8, here we go, the 9th and 10th. Every shot matters. Best of 7, double elimination. That's put up or shut up. Who can perform when you need to make it?
Oh, it's a little wide.
2, 4, 10. Giving a little opening here.
Yeah, but I've opened twice.
What's
I don't need a lot of it.
Hold on.
What's he got?
He's got 102 in the 6th.
I got 100 in the 6th.
107? Yeah. I don't know. He's doing the math over here. Wait a minute.
He had 6 clear, right? That was the wash up.
Yeah.
Right? So that's all right. Then
I
we got a
have been
straight.
looking over there.
I have 100 in the 6th, guys.
Okay.
I've got it on the scoring monitor.
Okay.
Oh, he's actually got a score.
So unless the scoring monitor forgot how to act.
Josh is too young to know how to keep score.
No, I know how to keep score. Listen, I can't see all the pins.
Oh, no! What else you gonna leave, EJ?
8-10.
I don't know. I'm just trying to get it all out of my system.
We used to
You're
see
behind
them
the
all
crown,
when
but
I was growing up.
Pocket 8-10.
Why is he at 0?
What?
26, 46,
I thought I had it right.
94. I think he just got 102.
No. Don't look at this here.
We had Brad's arguing with this.
Just go back. All right.
Oh, I thought EJ had more than he had.
Maybe they wrote it down wrong on your score sheet. It's only going to take 1 pin.
All right, what else can we talk about?
Well, we can finish up this game.
All right, I'm changing balls again.
Oh, doing another ball change here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to find one that gets more than a split.
How many of you remember the house shot tournament?
You got to keep it going.
Everybody thought the scores were going to be crazy. They weren't.
On that one.
Time up.
Yep.
Story. When I was over in Saudi Arabia, we knew the PBA players were coming over. You knew what we did to equalize it? We overwalled them. Higher rev rates don't like overwalls. And that's a situation where house shots are typically
Right. Eighth there for Brad.
Up by 39. 2 frames left.
As a player, we always watch.
Brad, all you gotta do is beat 199, buddy.
You're getting better, EJ.
Oh,
I am.
Four.
Well,
Set.
Yo trip.
there's still 2 frames left.
Hmm.
All
Ooh,
right.
that sounded good. How many lanes in your bowling
Every time I get a
center?
ball, it works for like. We have 22.
Okay.
22.
That's a strange number. How'd that happen?
We got 24.
Yeah. So where I'm bowling right now, it was. You can see the poles to your left on the screen there. There's another set of poles on the other side of 16. So 7 to 16. The bowling center was originally built with 10. And they expanded 6 on each side of the poles because that's how much room they had here to build on. So
There you go.
that's how we ended up with the 22 lane.
I don't know if that's his. I
That's
got
seven.
seven count there.
We're gonna try to throw straight at it.
What are you worried about?
That was fine.
Can you make it?
You know, I wasn't out on tour when EJ was.
He has Phil ball in the 10th here, but
I wasn't out on tour when EJ was there. But What do you think about the spare game on field, EJ?
Well, I think people have caught on now, but I think Jason was actually a very underrated spare shooter for a long time. Most of the guys at the top, like Jason, myself, Simo, Prather, I think most guys are pretty good spare shooters. I think the collective between everyone is not as good as maybe as it was 20 or 30 years ago, but I think it's changed because the game has changed. More power players, guys just get in rut more shooting spares. I know I do, where every once in a while I start missing some. I miss a little block of spares, but overall I'm pretty good. So I still think at our level, you can't compete on a consistent basis if you're not a good spare shooter.
I think that's an important message that, to be honest with you, some of the tour players didn't learn before they went out, but they're going to learn it. There's no way to compete with those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's right. And I do clinics and stuff, and obviously help people around our bowling center here, and especially league bowlers. I can raise your average 10 pins without even changing anything about your game, just by making you a better spare shooter. Because I'll ask them, how many single pins do you miss in a night? How many two pin conversions do you miss in a night? You know, 6 10s, 4 7s, 3 6s, stuff like that. Easy spares that we should make every single time. And if they tell you, oh, I missed 5 or 6, well, if you cut that in half, your average goes up 10 pins. You don't have to make them all for your average to go up 10 pins. So I use it with league bowlers and kids especially. Tell them, especially little kids that are between or less than 10 or 12. I tell them, just become a good spare shooter now, and the rev rate, the power, and everything like that you'll learn how to do that stuff as time goes on. So
great advice.
Well, we got Brad up 2-0 in our best of 7 match here. He said, where did he just go with our score sheet there? There was our score from our last game there. So we'll be starting our game 3 here. Brad, you got something up there?
Yeah, I just thought that it would be neat for EJ and I to both talk a little bit about what life has been like without the bowling center being able to be open, and what's going on in our local communities as to what we see. I know here in our community here, as far as our bowling center, it's really been a rough go. Waiting for, as many people, waiting for stimulus checks, and if it's going to be able to go through, waiting for the small business help, which they're waiting for more funding on. It's really, really been tough, and hopefully this will all end soon. I know I saw last night that Indiana will be able to open up coming up in the next few days. So EJ, I don't know if that counts you or not, does it? Are you guys able to open up with this first phase of openings?
I haven't really read into it that much. The last we knew, we were going to be May 1st. I'm assuming our bowling center will be then as well, just because of the tight knit you have to be in a bowling center. It's been rough. I'm in a small town. We're 30,000 people. So any business that closes down here, we've had a bunch that had to, like restaurants and stuff, had to start doing only carry out. People can't, go in and sit down. So I think it affects maybe a small community even more, just because everyone's so close knit, and there's so many local businesses rather than large chains.
You know what? I apologize, guys. I didn't hear anything of what EJ said. Tim was trying to help raise the volume in this camera right here, but I'm not sure.
It's tough to hear. Well, it's tough for me to get it loud enough for you to hear over the ball return there.
The ball return right next to me here. But what I would say is, last night at 8:00 here in our community, our neighborhood, I heard everybody was outside and they were singing. Everybody is out on their doorstep. So I think there's a large part of what's been going on. In a lot of ways, I see it as a positive. I think our community has gotten closer. Certainly, our neighbors are closer. I know just in my own home, my two daughters, they've organized a red carpet gala dinner. So we all dressed up in a shirt and tie, and we walked the red carpet, and it was really neat. They put a red table runner down in our little hallway, and we all had to walk the red carpet, and then we all sat down and we ate together. Just the other night, we had our first Disney dinner, to where they put a bunch of Disney movies in a hat, and last week they drew out a movie, which happened to be Sleeping Beauty, and we all dressed up as a character in Sleeping Beauty. Actually, here, I'll show you the picture. You got to check this out. This is a picture.
Focus. Here it goes.
I know, right?
I love this about Brad. It's the best.
Perfect,
It's the best part about Brad.
So if you can see that.
You got him now, EJ. He'll be balling in no
Yep.
time.
Yep, you can see it.
He'll be
What's that?
missing right, missing left.
Oh, he's still wearing the storm shirt for that too.
Oh yeah.
I was the jester in Sleeping Beauty. My daughter Riley, she was a dragon in Maleficent's world. My wife dressed up as Maleficent, her favorite Disney character. Our daughter Brielle, she was obviously the Princess Sleeping Beauty. And then Dylan, he dressed up in his...
Your wife's telling you no.
Don't show it, she says.
I can't help it. Well, I showed her. Mad at me, like and share it. She is. She's going to be mad at me now. So I just opened up a can of worms, trying to be transparent. But too bad. My wife was Maleficent, and she's beautiful. So if you don't like it, too bad. That's the way it goes.
All right, onto the bowling game.
Yeah,
You got him now, EJ.
Right.
He's done.
You got
He
it,
hit
Tim, if you
All right.
Make him cry. Make him cry. Bring out the emotion.
The GoFundMe, and keep liking and sharing the video. Hopefully, we can get the viewers up this game. Let's get those people back. Yes.
It's hard for the other people to hear if we're all talking at once. So that's why we're trying to be quiet while you guys are bowling and talking and all that stuff. All right.
You're starting out. I think I see double wood on that one. That might be. That's a six. No, that's a six.
Yep.
6. Is that the bucket?
No, it's a 3-6-10 with the sleeper.
Most people would hook at this. Let's see what EJ does. I'm sure he's gonna hook at it. Let's see what he does.
Yeah, but Rick, actually on tour,
Covered it.
I normally shoot straight at that spare.
You do because it's too much oil to the right. You don't know. What
Absolutely.
to do. Yeah.
Absolutely, and especially on shorter patterns, if you miss it left by a half an inch, you might miss all of them.
Yep, you're right.
So I actually talked to Walter Ray one time, and talked about that spare, and he said to me
Right on the
just to move as far left as possible, create as much angle, and just throw it at the 3-pin. And because if you hit the 3-pin heavy, you're never going to miss the 9-pin. So, and the odds of I'm normally trying to play the 6-pin off the wall to get the 10. Typically, that's how I'm trying to get that spare.
All right, starting off with a double here.
Double your pleasure, double your fun. Greg, got any more family portraits you want to show? Piss off.
We didn't get him crying. Gotta get him crying.
It looks
like another
seven count there, I think.
I think EJ needs a new lane man.
I've got one lane that hooks and one lane that doesn't. Oh man.
One out that.
I'm telling you, this would be a totally different story if it was one on house.
It'd be a different story if we weren't bowling on a house shot.
I want to hear what Brad's opinion about that is.
Brad's happy that he's winning right now. That's his opinion.
What my opinion is about what?
If you think if this would be a different competition if we weren't on house.
Maybe next week we don't go on house.
Yeah, next week.
There you go.
Pull a different pattern out here.
Hey, as long as your thing is not in play, I'm okay.
I don't throw your thing that much either, Brad.
That was one of the things I saw when I went international. There's a lot internationally for many years before.
Brad's getting out the broom.
Sorry, say that again, Rick. We couldn't hear you over here. I'm not sure if he cut out when they were talking.
It was one of the things that I noticed when I went international. There was a lot more use of urethane internationally than there was here in the U.S. It was much more popular. Oh gosh, 4 or 5 years before here.
Okay, that's interesting. They have different. Is there a reason for that? Like different oil patterns they're using in international competition, or their lane beds that are are they more wood over there? There's more friction.
Well, when I say international, you got to keep in mind that I've been to different parts of the world. But generally, when you get up into the Asian part of the world, for whatever reason, there's more friction there. For whatever reason, it's the same pattern, same machine, same oil, but for whatever reason, there's more friction.
Right, EJ coming off.
Brad's got a
double
there.
So moving back and forth for around the world, you get the PBA Tour versus bowling everywhere. Takes you
That's a good one there. Got the turkey there. I saw someone asking about a turkey. There was one during that game there.
EJ's getting lined up, Haas.
You know who the best was at getting off to a slow start and coming back and winning when they used to do this best of 7? The best at being okay, Tommy Jones.
Well, we can get him out here for one of these too.
Stone Clinton.
I wiggled on him too. And covered there.
It's different skill set when you're bowling in match play and you're following your own position. It'd be nice to hear the players elaborate.
That's very true.
Yeah. I'd like to hear your.
Yeah, we see it. The only time we really get to see that is at the Masters and the World Series.
Is it gonna get it?
We don't see it other than that very much.
Which do you prefer, EJ?
But it definitely makes a difference, I don't like match play at all.
Okay.
I think it's something that only should be used. Huh?
I said you would adapt. With your skill set, you would adapt.
Yeah, but it kind of defeats the purpose of the sport, in my opinion.
There's a lot of people that have that opinion.
Because the sport is an object of knocking down more pins than your opponent over a set amount of time. It's just like golf. They only play match play a couple of times a year, which is fine. But if you implement that into bowling all the time, then it brings in a lot more luck, and it takes out some of the skill, I think. It's definitely a different skill set for sure, but I think it brings in other things that shouldn't be in a sport like bowling, because, like I said, the object of bowling is knock down pins in your opponent, and in 7 games you can do that and lose. So that's why I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. Could we get Brad's opinion on that as well?
Brad was listening on that there. He was shaking his head just a little bit.
Okay, great.
Looks like it there. Yep.
I don't think it is golf. I think there's far more strategy in the sport of bowling than there is in golf. There may be individual strategy in golf. So adapting to your individual strategy, where is the miss room? Where do I want to miss this green? Do I want to play to the center of the green type of stuff? But that's not necessarily relative to the bowling. I believe there's a heck of a lot more strategy involved in the sport of bowling because no matter what format, if I'm bowling against somebody, then oil's moving around. And oil may not be moving around where I need it to be moved around. And that's why the best of 7 format brings in that element. It's a very, very different element. I do think there is a place for both formats, but without a doubt, the best of 7 format is the most exciting format for the fans, without a doubt, bar none. And at the end of the day, that's who we need. That's who we're trying to gain more, gather more fans to the sport. And every single game matters. How many times going down to the 10th frame do we see in the traditional extended play format with the bonus pins? You know, the people are just watching their favorite guy and that's it. But in that best of 7 format, man, you get a lot of games that are coming down to the 10th frame. The players show a lot more emotion. The fans show a whole lot more emotion. And there's a far greater impact and results relative to the strategy that people are using. So I think it brings out the best bowler who has the ability to adapt to the different strategy and the different changing and evolving of the invisible course as the match is going on. So I love that one.
All right, EJ's on 5 in a row. You got to.
Yeah, but all the things you just said there, Brad, actually happens during normal play as well. Other than the exciting part, as you call it.
It's dramatically different in the moving pairs format. Dramatically different because the field breaks down the pattern a certain way every week, and then guys like you just attack and you feast on what we create. And more power to you. You're one of the most talented, gifted guys in the world. But guys like me, I don't have a chance against you over that type of format. And if you can do it,
yeah,
great, then you have success.
Brad,
if you can't do it, then you're going to be 200 pins behind by the end of the tournament.
This is great.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I'll say this: 20 years ago, Brad, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have had a chance against you either. So it's evolution of sport, and that's just the way it goes.
I think this is an awesome conversation, and I think it's I really do, guys. I think it's important because everybody's having that discussion. Fans, players, everybody's having that discussion. And I side with both of them. I side with EJ and I side with Brad, which means greater variety of both.
Oh, you got them all riled up.
Yeah, I'm all jacked up now because I got to follow my own transition instead of thinking about
You're welcome, buddy.
Just put in the
Get him! Get him!
Out of Brad Angelo's hand.
Right into it.
Get the emotions flowing.
You still got him in count.
All right.
What do we got for a score update here?
Give us an update.
Brad by, actually, EJ's in the lead because he's on a strike.
Yeah. Turn that up there.
We can go 65, and I can only go 56.
Yep. So, there you go. 9-pin match.
I like this competition a little bit better than some of the last games.
Yeah.
We're glad you're finding your stride there, EJ.
Oh, he sent the messenger.
That's how you pick up the 710.
Ooh. I need to learn that one.
He said, where'd you learn that one?
I actually almost missed.
No, I need to learn it.
I'm becoming a big EJ fan. Look at that.
All right. That's another one on there.
It'd be interesting to find out what these guys, what type of hit they like best. What type of hit they like to get. What do they
Well, we
look?
already know what Brad's hit is.
We do. The fans.
Yeah.
My hit is changing ball.
Fourth. Your favorite hit.
Oh, I'll get back to you there.
Big shot.
All right,
Whoa.
one more.
Brad's got to strike out to put the pressure on.
So to answer your question, Rick, I like when we're bowling at places like in South Point and Reno at the stadium. Those sideboards are so alive, and the pins go everywhere on machines like that. Those Brunswick GSX. When I can get the mixer going, where I know if I'm just a little bit light, pins are flying everywhere, and I can strike. That's the spot that I like to be in the most. No matter if I'm playing straight in the lane or if I'm playing fifth six arrow. If I have that splasher hit, that's where I like to be the most, because I know I have a lot of misroom, because I can just keep moving left and stay in oil and know that if it goes a little light, it's still going to strike.
Oh, trips out another.
That's another good call.
7-10. He also made a ball change to that Omega Crux.
That's another good conversation to have with professional
Omega.
bowlers, because they are looking for something different. We should get Brad's. What's
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
situation here?
I mean, obviously,
What's the situation, EJ? Is he's got
Shot. Oh, big shot. I get excited.
you do.
Yeah,
You're
that's
a
good.
score watcher, aren't you, John?
Sure, if you want.
Is there a way to put the score up?
Here, if I go back to that there, you can have. We got a close game on this one.
No.
here.
Come on, get 9. Nine.
All right. 256.
I think you can certainly see different pin deflection in these.
All right, EJ needs a double.
We got first ball here, big one. That didn't sound very promising.
He's leaning.
Can't see.
oh, it's struck.
Okay.
Oh,
That splasher hit, Rick.
There you go.
Do you intentionally get like video lag when it's on the line? And it's like, I don't know if everyone else is seeing that.
Yeah.
striking one pin. Striking two pins.
Oh boy, I missed the head pin.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoops.
What was that, 7 count?
Nope, 6.
6 count.
Okay. Look at this. We've seen this before, Brad. Remember your rookie season? Ask him.
Okay, listen. Is anybody else talking?
Nope, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay, listen. I think this is awesome. I really do. I mean, I think this could be something cool. If any,
That's just because you're winning, Brad.
What?
He said it's only awesome because you're winning.
Well, obviously that makes it better. But as I'm sitting here, believe it or not, as I'm bowling, my mind, the majority of my mind is on what I'm doing, but the other part of my mind is what can we do to make this better? I want this to be cool. Let's grow the amount of viewers over the course of the weeks coming up here. What can we do to make it better? But I'm sitting here thinking, man, like I'm like into it. I mean, I'm starting to sweat. I told Michelle before I came over here, this is just in fun, and it is in fun. But my competitive juices are flowing. I'm over there squeezing my cheeks as EJ's getting up there for that 10th frame shot. Fortunately, I'm ahead 3-0. But even if I was down 3-0, it feels good to get these juices flowing. It really does.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody, any of the other pros that you would like to see that live near a bowling center, that we can get them in there and join in, Let's try to do it. I'll just throw it out there in my brain. I'd like to get in touch with Jason and see if Jason would like to join EJ and I. I'd like to continue to include EJ on everything that we do. And maybe we have a doubles match or something like that.
Yeah, we'll see where
or did we talk about the up or shut up format?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. Did you talk about the clear the deck format?
No.
He has not talked about clear the deck.
The clear
yet.
the deck format. Clear the deck format is very simple. You got to clear the deck. So a strike is worth 25 pins automatically. A spare is 10 plus the count for that shot. And you continue going and you bowl as many frames as you can until you have 3 opens. Now, a competitive version of that is called the clear the deck string format, where each string has 18 frames. And the first, however many frames that we decide, in this case we'll say 5, the first 5 frames, those are guaranteed frames. You get to throw all 5 of those frames. But starting in the 6th frame, you have to keep going until you open. And if I open in the 2nd performance frame, then that string is over. And the other guy goes as long as he can go. And you keep score, you keep a running tally. And we can do that by, best of 7 strings, or we can do it by grand total score. We can do it in a number of ways. The last string, you keep going until you have it open. So the last string is traditional clear the deck. And the first open, after those guaranteed frames, as soon as you have it open, you're done. So you could go 50 frames or 80 frames and continue to accumulate score. So maybe we'll do something like that. I don't know. EJ and I will do something cool like that. EJ, are you cool with doing this every week, whether it's on a different pattern or a different format or both? Are you cool with doing this every week?
Oh yeah. We'll figure something out to do every week.
Okay.
Keep
GoFundMe.
keep guessing.
Please continue to donate. Please like and share the video so that we try to get those numbers up for those people that are really on the front lines, and try to help them out. I guess that was probably it. So we're going for the potential last game here. At the end of the game, let's mention our sponsors again. Logo Infusion. For those of you that want to go onto the Logo Infusion website and order a jersey, you have to create an account, log into your account, and then if you use the coupon code Angelo, then you'll get 15% off of your purchase. Logo Infusion has agreed to all of the sales that are under that coupon code Angelo. They're going to donate 15% of the sales directly back to our cause. So thank you to Ken Keegan and everybody at Logo Infusion. I need to thank Storm. I certainly need to thank Rick and Old You. Rick for joining us, but for everything I've learned from you throughout the years to Old You. And then obviously Vice Inserts, because that grip that I have in that ball, it's so important to be able to throw those messengers around like I just did there, to be able to solidify game 3. All right, so EJ, go ahead, say what you need to say, and once you're done, we'll go into game 4.
Yeah, again, just thanking everybody, Motive Bowling, CTD Creating the Difference, Polar X, Turbo, Genesis, Dexter. I had to look down and make sure I always forget one. But thanks again for all that you do and all you continue to do for the bowling community. I really appreciate it.
Okay, well, let's get our game 4 going on here. We'll see if EJ can make a comeback here and swing back the other way.
Okay, just one final thing. Throughout this game, starting now, for those of you that are watching, if you have any suggestions for us, maybe you're having trouble seeing, maybe we can rig up another camera down closer to the pins. Those are some of the things that I'm thinking of. What would make this whole thing a little more fun for you guys to watch? And we'll try to continue to do what we can on our side. I know EJ's willing to do whatever he needs to on his side to be able to make it more fun for people to do. We will be doing this again next week, Monday at noon, and we'll be announcing on Facebook what the format will be and
We hit the goal.
And the pattern, stuff like that, okay? All right, so who's up Who starts?
Brad, you are up first on this
Okay,
one.
I'm up. I start on the left lane.
We're $30 over our goal.
All right, we got.
Awesome.
I just put a random number in there. I thought $1,000 was a good number to hit. So, thank you everyone who's donated so far. The link to continue donating is in the comments there. I can post it again here in just a minute.
Okay, like
Lower.
team or singles? What's your favorite?
Rick,
What's that, Rick?
what was that?
I was asking EJ, does he prefer team event or singles event? And why?
Singles.
Okay. Do you have a reason
I mean,
why?
I just like doing everything. I really, really enjoy bowling team events for sure. But, that's one thing that bowling has is I always compare it to golf. I use golf for references a lot. We have the Ryder Cup in golf. It's a team event. But the rest of the time, it's just you. Everything is on you. It's kind of hard to explain. But every bit of what happens, whether good or bad, it's your fault. It's all on you. You're not depending on anyone else to do anything. You're depending on only yourself. So at the end of the day, you can't really get mad at anyone. Obviously, you never win a team event anyway, but you can only be upset with yourself. So it's just one of those things. It's weird, but I do enjoy the single part of it. But I do love bowling the team stuff. But I don't think it would be more as fulfilling for me personally if that was my career, bowling in a team environment. I don't know if that makes any sense, but.
Good questions. Good conversation. Next week we've got to get Brad some headphones so he can get involved in this as well.
Yeah, I'll definitely be looking into that this week of getting Brad some a headset so he can be talking a little bit more back and forth with us.
I'd like to have an opinion on 3 things that they need to be successful on the PBA tour.
I don't know, he's watching live on his phone.
Oh.
Right there.
Was that a strike?
That looked like a late one.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a
it
count.
tripped.
He likes that hit.
EJ says he's coming for you.
And
Yeah,
that
the old high flush 9 across.
Not everybody can get that one.
No, most of the time I can't even get that one.
All right.
That one 10 back. That's all right. We still know what it was.
Double.
That was just one of my better shots.
All the
So,
moves.
EJ, if we were to put a pattern out next week, what would you want to see?
Who are you asking that? I didn't hear.
EJ.
EJ. Okay.
I would say I would go with try to get something that we've actually bowled on this year. Let me see. What tournament did I lead? Let's go with the Players Championship pattern.
Players Championship pattern. Write that down, Josh.
All right. Brad's meeting
That's coming
business.
up. Here, now that Brad's back here, if you had to pick something that we would bowl on for a competitive pattern, say next week, is there anything specific you'd pick?
Viper.
Yeah, Viper. No, let's let the guys decide. Let's let the viewers decide what they would like.
Yeah, they do. Vote
I
on
mean,
that, what we wanna bowl on.
listen, I don't want to put out a 50-foot pattern because I don't want to have to be cleaning off the crap all off the back and ball returns and all that stuff. So any legitimate pattern, I shouldn't have said legitimate, but any. Oh yeah, I got to put my mask on.
We got ours, so he's close.
What?
Oh boy, I love your mask.
No, you're right. I forgot to put my mask on, so I got to get my mask on.
That strike?
That's another one.
Man, you're going to have to work for this win.
The only problem is with
3
the
things to be
fogs up
successful
my
on
glasses.
tour, Brad.
So you guys
Brad.
decide what you would like us to put out, and we'll go ahead and do it. We'll do the best we can. it might be subtly different because I don't know what machine EJ has or what oil he uses or that kind of stuff. But I mean, yeah, that'll be fun. So you guys decide, and based on the number of votes, yeah, Dom, we can do dual patterns if you want. That's fine with me too. So you guys handle that over the next 15 minutes to 2 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
What has he got? 4-bagger already?
Yep, DJ is on 4. Oh! Trip out that 4.
I line up for that.
That one,
You
that
didn't even
one's his
suck in
favorite
the air.
hit.
No, it's too late now. They can't even see it. There you go.
That's definitely Brad's favorite hit right there.
Which is the complete opposite of what EJ likes.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure he'll take it, but not everybody likes the head pin. Most people like this.
Oh,
Oh, EJ got that one.
oh, fast rack hit.
Fast track or slow pin?
Slow pin.
That's a slow scout. That's not a
Look
fast.
at both.
Ooh.
I see all the comments.
All right, EJ with the lead.
Oh, let's go.
EJ's got him right where he wants him.
Oh boy.
Right there.
Yeah. No surprise.
My lord.
Brad's thinking back to his rookie season.
EJ with the 11 pinner. Is that ripped cord?
Rip cord? Yeah.
Kind of.
Oh,
Oh, what do we got? 6 pin there.
all right.
See that?
Covers
All
it.
right, covers it.
Favorite motive ball of all time, EJ?
Venom shock.
I knew he was going to say that.
I think a lot of people would say that.
Yeah.
That was
I made when the ball first came out. That's when I made the Master Show in 2014. That was the first week we had that ball. So it's been in the line for 6 years now.
It's very
It's made me a lot of money in my career too. Let me tell you that.
Yeah.
But I get asked that question a lot all the time. You know, what's your favorite ball? Like, you know, going on a pattern, what ball do you use? Well, that, as you know, Rick, there's a lot that goes into what ball you're going to use in a different bowling center, different oils, how long has the lane's been down, temperature outside. You know, we got all these factors that go into it. So when people ask me, you know, what ball do I use on this pattern? I say I don't know. I won't know until I bowl on it. So it's one of those interesting questions that we get a lot as professionals that's almost impossible to answer. I can tell you generally what I use, like when the lanes break down once they develop, but every bowling center is so different that we don't actually know what bowling balls we're going to use until we get there and actually bowl.
Mixer.
There.
EJ with the 10-pin lead.
Lanes must be coming to the rev rate, guys. Here we go.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I
been
moved
nice.
right.
Push that ball, you can't get the corners out.
I might have to go back in my bag.
You go drill something up in the shop in
Yeah,
between frames.
I might go punch something between shots.
A nuclear cell?
All right, adds one more. Adds one more.
There we go.
DJ says, I ain't going home yet.
You guys not ready for this live stream to be done.
You know, I've always said
No, I hope we can bowl a few more games.
That's what he did with me when we bowled each other. He's changed it.
he ain't teasing. This is EJ.
Yeah, what's funny about that is Brad wants match play until he's up by a lot, and then he wants total pins because he knows I can come back.
I know, right?
That's
Yeah, I
exactly
know.
what he just said. He said that you want match play until you're up by a ton of pins, and then you want to be
the
total.
advantage.
Oh.
Again. It's getting a little faster. That pin's getting a little bit faster, Brad.
It's twice.
Too much rev rate, Brad.
Too much rev
Too many
rate.
revs. Yeah, definitely too many revs.
Them damn inkjet printers with wheels. That's a little Frank Max quote. There, Franny. You got mentioned. All right. Five pin.
No, it's not a 5-pin.
Score update.
They're at 2 or an 8.
8-pin.
8 pin. Yeah.
That lane's got a little hang spot. If I miss it right, it doesn't hook. Even on the house shot.
Covers.
I think we're all
Here.
familiar with the
19 pin lead going in the 10th.
What's Mac's score?
Let's see, 258 for 258 for EJ. I'm trying to read it backwards now on Brad's here.
It's 258 for EJ and 239 for Brad.
Okay, so I just need a spare.
Yeah. It ain't over yet.
10-pin. Covers this.
He misses it. Brad's got to strike up.
I got Deadwood.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
It's an illegal.
Got it.
I can't
What?
tell them from here.
What are
That
you
might
guys
hit
worried
it.
about? I had even a
Keep it on the lane, Hoss.
I had a Deadwood in the gutter, halfway on the lane,
3 pins.
and I didn't hit it, and got a spare.
All right, looks like DJ's
3, is
gonna
that all I
take
need?
this
Not letting that sweep happen.
one. Whoa. It didn't sound like
Yeah,
it hit
that
too
was
many.
That was a ball change, I think.
9?
Yeah. 9 or.
Nope, that was just down the middle.
Oh, okay. You just threw it down the middle, making sure you got count.
46.
Yep.
All right, so EJ is going to take our game 4 here and get the sweep out of the way here.
I'm on the board. I didn't get swept, boys.
Didn't get swept. That's a win right there.
I was getting nervous. I was like,
All right.
man, I need to.
The juices are
A
coming.
little.
Juices are
Brad
coming.
could have got a 9
It's a
pin
win
out.
right there in itself. Let's see. We can strike out 239. All right. All right. Well, while Brad's finishing up his 10th frame here, we'll let's see. We'll take a look here, an update on our GoFundMe here. I know we've hit our goal. It's been awesome. how much you guys have supported this little project here. I just put in $1,000 goal on the project, really just putting in an arbitrary number, and you guys have blown past that now. Not even including some of the extra stuff from Logo and from EJ and other people that's going to come later. We're up a little over $1,100 right now, so that's fantastic. Going both to here in Lockport, the Eastern Niagara Hospital, and then in Indiana, the Bluffton Regional Medical Center, for some of their to pay for some of their PPE and other stuff for all the people on the front line there during this whole crisis there. So, all right, we got our final score there. EJ wins by 7. We're going to go into a game 5. I'm going to post. We'll have we've got the link. Sorry for the GoFundMe here in the comments. It's in there a few different times, but I can post it again here in a minute for anyone that doesn't have the link. Let's see here. We'll get that up there real quick right now. All right. Brad, you couldn't pull a sweep off.
You got nervous.
I don't know if nervous is the word. I certainly have the competitive juices flowing. My brain is sorting through things and what I'm going to do with the transition that I've already created. I actually bowled a pretty decent game there. Left that ring 10 and 2 stone 9s. I felt the first stone 9 off my hand. I got a little bit to the side of it, and I felt that I was hoping it was going to trip a 4-pin, and unfortunately it left a 9-pin. But EJ's lined up now, so I'm trying to put him away. I'm not letting him have any life. I'm trying to step on his throat and see if we can put this one away. But I think I'm going to change balls. I'm going to a little lower friction ball in the axiom. And I'm going to move just a little bit to the right and try to get navigate around that transition that I created down lane. At least that's the plan.
All right.
Good part about this format, as I was trying to say before, the good part about this format is I feel like I have I'm trying to win this game, but I feel like I have a game to earn, so to speak, to where I can play around and really get ready for that final push if needed. EJ, what are your thoughts?
I'm ready to bowl. Shut up.
I'm ready to bowl.
Shut up. I'm ready to bowl.
Hold on.
Red.
I got 5.
What is that? That is a 5 count.
5 count.
Yeah, 5 count to open.
So I talked just long enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets 3 out of it. All right, starts on the strike here.
I really like to get the opinion of the players on questions that a lot of people have. There's a lot of players out there would love to be on tour. Give us 3 things they must have to be successful on the PBA PJ.
Well, one we already talked about. You have to be a good spare shooter. Another one is really learning how it's kind of an all-in-one. Learning how to adjust hand positions, ball speed, your rev rate up and down a little bit, your tilt, your axis rotation. Like being able to manage all those and do it successfully is a huge component that allows guys to be successful week in and week out. And the last thing I think is super important that takes a lot of time is just understanding ball motion and being able to see it on the lane and letting your ball tell you what you need to do. Once you can figure that out, it lets you do the others a little bit easier.
Brian, what would you say 3 things are that you need to be successful on tour then?
Did that 10 go?
10 did go.
Well, first and foremost, I think EJ said it. And one of the things that I've learned so much from Rick about is, and Paul, you, is recognition skills, being able to understand what you should be looking for. More importantly, being able to see what is going on and relative to what you should be seeing, and make good strategic choices so that you have the best chance to match up. Let's face it, once you make it to that level, everybody can strike once they're matched up. So the key is being able to use good strategies to get matched up and take transition into sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. Trying to make every decision that you make with transition in mind, and to think ahead, but stay present in that particular shot you're going to throw. Kind of like right now.
Yep. Go Bolt.
Yeah, and to go along with that, Rick, some of my most memorable weeks on tour aren't the ones that I led. It's the shows that I made when I didn't have that perfect matchup, when I had to kind of manufacture something and really change ball speeds, rotations, tilts, hand position, all that kind of stuff, and still make the show. Those are the weeks that I hold on to, that I remember the most, because those are the things that you really go back on when you're moving forward. It's like, oh yeah, I was able to make that show when I didn't have my best stuff that week, and those to me are the best weeks.
Great comment.
Very good.
What I'm noticing right now is the difference. A lot of people are going to notice what they're doing on the lane, where their feet are, but I'm really noticing the feet. You can certainly see a distinct difference between Brad's type of hit and EJ's type of hit. I think that's very interesting. Everybody should keep a close eye on that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things you got to figure out. It's going back to understanding ball motion. What is most effective for your ball motion?
Maybe Brad's first open.
All right, I'm going for it.
Whether the high flush, high on the head pin hit is most effective, or is it that light swisher? And I think I've seen Brad do both, but I think overall, over the course of Brad's career, his hit is more effective when it's heavier on the head pin, whereas mine is the opposite.
What hit can you get?
Exactly.
Oh! All right, open frame. Time for EJ to pounce. Better get your shit together.
That squirrel is going to pounce on you.
I change it.
Flying squirrel. Oh, that was a wrap.
No, Brad's bold here. He knows what that hit is. That's 3 pins behind the head pin, and our flat gutters are really deep.
He's nodding his head. He agrees. Cover.
And I'm bowling on 9 and 10, Brad, which probably one of the worst pairs in the building.
I mean, you had the pick of the whole house.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, why would you pick the worst pair in the
I didn't. This is the lanes my dad oiled.
Oh, we can fix
So
it.
I blame him.
Thanks for thinking of me, brother.
Oh, that's overhooking.
Oh,
Out shot.
Out shot.
That's out shot straight.
Game by 2.
Thanks, Dad.
Game by 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm changing the ball.
Oh, these guys are your
phase
balls.
Whoa. Just a bit outside. Ball 1.
2-8 time.
I'm going to change balls again.
That's how I felt about 4 games ago, Brad.
I might be able to make this.
Yeah, I'd say Brad's got a pretty good chance of making this. The way he throws it slow.
A big hook on there.
All right. Now what?
You got to start striking. Otherwise,
I'm in a little bit of mischief right now.
What we got here? Brad's at 83.
you just got him by a punch right now.
Yep. DJ's got 77, plus he's on a strike.
Brad's got to go off the sheet to put the pressure
Going
on.
back to my UFO.
Yeah, you should never have left that ball.
Also a high 4 pin there.
All right.
Bowling is, always has been, always will be.
About transition.
Rick just told you it's always been about transition, baby.
I know. That's why this whole is awesome.
Looks good.
You
It
get
sounded
that. You
good.
get that.
Yep, that's end of the pit.
Looks like EJ says, I ain't going nowhere.
How many people can see the motion in the palm of the head?
Yes, that's
How many people actually do that?
That would be awesome if Pete Weber came on one day.
Oh no! What's the guy you were thinking about? I can't think of that character's name in any given Saturday afternoon. A plug for them for that one.
Pick is it.
All right, there you go.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, EJ off to the big lead here in game number 5.
all right.
Brad's real quick out of the gate, not much for stamina though.
I've heard about that.
Re-rack on lane 9.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was better.
EJ with the 34-pin lead.
Oh god, I'm on the wrong camera. I'm not even paying attention. He's a new guy.
Oh! All right, putting a little pressure back on him.
Nah, you got me.
Not really. He goes 9 square, 9 square. You're back in it.
Ah.
See?
Oh, didn't like that one. That
Yeah, and that was on that lane you were talking about.
Yep, you didn't like that hang
That's
spot.
3 or 4.
Sorry, EJ, tough to tell from the broadcast booth here. Is that 7 or 6?
That's 6.
6.
6.
How would that be 5?
I heard him say 5.
Back up ball. Nope.
We're gonna get 2. All right, now where are we at? This.
The funny thing is, if I throw that on this left lane, it will overhook. If I throw it in the same spot, that's how I got 5 in the beginning of the game.
Break out, you got him. No. 8. That's 18.
How about this was 29?
26.
That's 26 there. Perfect, 33.
These are the moments that separate players, where you really want to get in the head. And
This is a
understand.
No. He just left in there. So he's got 159 in the 8th. 9 spare, yep.
All right, so if I strike out, I can shut him out, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. Come on now.
The difference between an athlete mentality and a fan's mentality.
One right there.
If we could describe that, it'd be a great conversation.
put a score update real quick here for you guys. You can see here coming down. Brad can shut him out. Oh, it's a high one there.
I think that. Easy.
Oh, and re-rack on 21.
5 pin dropped. Got a re-rack. He's racing himself.
All right.
Where was that on the first one?
Yeah, right. Needed that on the
What,
first.
what DJ need?
I'm out.
You're out?
Yeah.
Yep.
I can only bowl 209.
That's enough there.
Yep. 212. If you get this, that's enough.
Yep. DJ can strike out for what, 209?
Yep.
All right, we'll let DJ finish up this 10th frame here.
All right. Let's let EJ finish up.
We're at 4-1.
EJ has 13 PBA Tour wins, 2 of them being major championships, PBA World Championship in 2016, and in 2017 he had the Tournament Champion.
All the way up pretty much.
He won a PBA Japan Invitation in January of 2017.
All right, one more for him. We'll let DJ finish up there.
Oh, going lefty.
EJ,
Yes, sir.
I have a question that I've always said the separation between the athlete, the professional athlete, those on tour versus the talented bowlers. There's many players with skill out there, but the separation is how they think. It's between their ears, the way they think, and that's been way back to Earl Anthony to now. Would you expand on that a little bit?
Well, the way I look at it is I don't show up to a tournament to finish second. Every time I put my shoes on, every time I go out on the lanes, I feel like I can win, no matter what it is. If it's doing this with Brad or if I'm bowling the World Championships, I feel like every time I step on the lane, I can win. So without that mindset, you can't really be successful, I think. I mean, you can, but you won't get to that next level of elite. And that's the way I've kind of always approached it. I watched Tiger Woods my whole life, and that's kind of the way he thinks. And I've just listened to the way he talks, the way he thinks. I've kind of adapted some of that, the best that I can, into what I do. And so far, it's worked out. I've been very successful, and hopefully I can continue to do so.
For those of you that don't know, EJ is a very accomplished golfer. I would say, if I haven't got to play with him, but just listening to everybody say, he is the best golfer on tour. How does that relate to bowling, especially on the mental side? Because I see a lot of similarities there.
Well, first off, I'll say that Ronnie Russell and I are like very, very even as far as ability in golf. So I wouldn't put myself the best on tour. I would tie myself for best with Ronnie because it goes back and forth so much between us two. There, like you said, there is a lot of mental things that you can use from each sport. As far as like, golf, you're plotting your way through a round, and it's different, but you're plotting to how to get through to the end the best of your abilities. And it's kind of the same when you're going through a block of 8 games. You know, you're trying to plot your way through it. You're trying to figure out what the guys are doing in front of you, trying to figure out which bowling balls you're going to use. And it's kind of like the golf reference is where and where not to hit the ball on the golf course. Sometimes you just mess up and hit it in the wrong spot, and you do that with bowling balls as well. So that's one of the things that I kind of take from each sport to the next. But other than that, you know, there's so many things that are just kind of general mental things that kind of are universe to every sport. And that's the killer mentality, the show up to win. I believe every time I'm there, I believe I'm the best. I may or may not be, but I believe it. And that's the only way you achieve that is to believe. Instead, I'm not one for like setting goals, I guess, but obviously Walter Ray has 47 titles, so that's the goal. I believe that I can win 48. Whether that happens or not, we won't know until my career is over. But that's the goal I have for myself. But you have to reach for the stars, otherwise you're just going to be right here the whole time. There's a quote that's those who believe they can and those who believe they cannot are both usually right. So that's kind of how I live my life in bowling, is just believing that I can do it.
As a coach, I've always felt that a physical game is the easiest thing to change. The mental game is the one that needs the most work. And I believe that you're an example of somebody who has developed that. Were you trained, or is that natural to you? Because some people it becomes natural.
I think a little bit of both. Like I said, watching Tiger and having my dad's been my coach in bowling my whole life, and he helped me with golf up until I was in my early teens. And then really close family friend of ours, Eric Noble, helped me through high school and college, and we still hang out and play golf together all the time. And he's always telling me what I'm doing wrong and how bad I am at golf now. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, I think that my dad had a lot to do with that the mental part of my game. I've had such a great support system behind me my entire life. They've always believed in me, so I never had any self-doubt that I could do something. So that's been a huge influential part in helping create who I am today, is having that great support system to help me believe in myself.
Well, I've watched your career mainly from the outside, EJ. I've always admired you, even back, when before you were on the PBA tour. But first of all, I want to say thank you for doing this, because I think it's awesome for your fans. But to get to know a little bit more of what's going on in your head and your thoughts is valuable to let people out there know that it's a lot more to it than just keep changing your physical game, buying new balls, working on that championship mentality that I think that you show very well. And that's looking from the outside. And I just want to let you know I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, Rick. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Brad, can you hear what we're talking about?
Well, I can, but if I can just throw something on that as well, I've been fortunate enough to watch all of the younger kids, the guys that are making the TV shows every single week in and out now. I've been able to be fortunate enough to watch them and their career unfold back from when they were junior bowlers. And EJ was one of them, as well as Marshall Kent and Anthony Simonson. I mean, Anthony Simon's not too far removed from being a junior bowler, and he's still out there dominating every week. Obviously, Jason Belmonte, we knew he was coming along back when he was in his early teens. I remember Tim Mack telling the story about this kid from Australia. He's going to be great. And, but relating it just to EJ for here and now, and I'm not saying this because EJ is on right now. EJ has been probably one of the best at handling the success that he has had. Always a gracious in defeat. Of course, he's disappointed, but I've never seen him get out of control, at least in front of the public. I've played golf with him many times, and you know, of all the guys that I would want to bowl a PBA 50 over and under tournament, I would say EJ would be right there at the top of my list. I've even asked him if he would love to bowl. No disrespect to my partner Thomas Larson, but it's a lot to ask Thomas to fly all the way over from Denmark just to bowl in an over-under tournament. So, you know, EJ, hopefully you will have a chance to do that. But thank you for your example and what you've set for a lot of the kids coming up through. I've watched you in pro-ams. You're always great. You're right there signing autographs until the very end, as is a lot of the guys. So, but I just want to say in specific, you know, EJ, yeah, I've watched your career evolve back from when you were an early teenager, and we all knew you were going to be great. And so it was an honor to kick your butt today.
Well, thanks, Brad. I really appreciate that, especially the last part.
It's not easy to find a special role model in not to cut on the younger generation, but to be truthful with you, it's not that easy to find a good role model in the younger generation, and you fit that bill, EJ. Awesome.
Thanks. Thank you, Rick. I really do appreciate that.
You bet.
All right, well.
So, Rick,
Brad, what do you got
for me, or do we want to wrap this up?
I want you to wrap it up because you're the longest-winded person here.
I'm the longest-winded person. I guess I got a lot on my mind to say. I can't say enough. EJ, thank you. Rick, probably my best friend in the world. Thank you. Tim, Josh,
You're
thank
number
you
two.
so much for being here and making this happen. My cousin Lou that came in and sat on the machine in the back to make sure nothing happened. And as it had, the only issue was that 5-pin that just fell in the 10th frame. So Lou, thank you. Thank you to Storm, Vice, Bowl U, Logo Infusion for your generous donation opportunity. I hope you all can take advantage of that. Where are we at on the GoFundMe?
Just look, we're just a little bit over $1,200, not including any of the extras that you mentioned about, you know, for any purchases from Logo and EJ.
Pit Nation.
Yeah, Pit Nation. I'm sorry, Josh. Pit Nation, all of the group that follows Josh's 10 in the Pit, Josh's and mine's 10 in the Pit Pro Shop. Thank you for your loyalty and your faithfulness through this whole mess that we're all going through. So we're at 1,200 so far.
Just a little over 12.25.
And that's not counting mine and EJ's contribution.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that's only what's on the GoFundMe. So there's even more than that.
Thank you very much, especially to all of you that have already donated. I haven't looked at the list, but thank you. And we will keep those donations going up until next Sunday evening.
Okay.
Sunday evening, whatever it is, at midnight or whatever, we'll cut that down. And whatever that total was, then we will toss in the 60/40, and we'll announce that next Monday. Please tune in again next Monday. We will be announcing a format, and whatever pattern or patterns you guys decided, we'll definitely get that together, and we'll have Josh put up a post. Please like and share the post. I know early on in the streaming here, we had over 300 people watching. I don't know where it ended up, probably around 200 or so.
Yeah, it's tapering off. I mean,
Okay,
it's a long video. We've been on for 2 hours.
Yeah, and so maybe we do a format that's a little that's a little less time consuming. I didn't want to just have it be bowling. I wanted there to try to be a little bit of talking, so you can hear a little bit more of the personalities of both EJ and myself. So, and I just can't thank enough to all of you that have made this possible. So, hopefully we can get more of the bowling community involved. And again, Ed and your whole staff there at Easy Bowl, thank you for opening up the doors for us so we can do this. And I guess that's it. Anything to add?
No, I think that's it.
Josh,
Anyone that Brad had already mentioned it. This is a new thing for me, putting some of this together. So any upgrades that you guys can think of what I can do to make it better. I know one of the things is going to be to try and get some headwear for Brad to be a little bit be able to hear some of the commentary and communicate better. But other than that, any other suggestions? I'll be going through some of these comments here to try and improve next week and every week that we keep this going. So,
okay, so let that be a wrap. You guys are awesome, and keep the donations coming, and we will look forward to next week, Monday, noon Eastern. Be there and look for the announcement and share it. Love you guys. Be safe. Take care.
thank you guys. Thank you, EJ. Thank you,
Thank
Rick.
you guys so much. I appreciate
Take
it.
care, guys.
Thank you.
See ya.